Welcome to Sri Sathya Loka Seva Gurukulam. Today's topic is applications of semiconductor devices. In the previous video, we have seen the application of diode, where today we are going to talk about the Zener diode. You can have a doubt in your mind. When there is a diode, why a Zener diode again? What is the difference between these two? I don't know the answer for this. Let us hold the thought for a while. One of my friends asked a question to me few days before. I am doing meditation every day, but my mind is not still. There are umpteen number of turns that I am trying to sit still. There are number of thoughts which are roaming inside my mind. What to do? I smiled and told to him that do more practice. So that means the mind requires more practice to regulate your thoughts. You are listening exactly right. If the diode cannot do, we need something more in Zener diode. That something more is doping. That means we have to increase the doping profile inside the diode so that there is some kind of efficiency that increases in Zener diode. Like how when we do the practice, the meditation becomes more easier, the mind becomes more subtle. In the same way, when you increase the doping in Zener diode, we have an ability of regulation just like the mind. Let us see how it happens. This is what exactly we are talking. So we can draw a similarity between the functionality of a Zener diode with the meditation state of a normal human brain. But a question comes here, whether filtering is first or regulation is first. Filtering means when it comes to mind, filtering of thoughts. When you sit inside the meditation, you get number of thoughts. Whether you have to filter them out first or regulate the thoughts. This is a question, right? Zener diode helps us. Let us look into the circuit. This is how a Zener diode functions. You can see the Z shape here. So this Z indicates that this is the Zener diode. In the case of normal diode, it's a plain line. So when you have a Zener diode here, where doping profile is more, what is the promise we made? The regulation will be good. What kind of regulation it is? Voltage regulation. How the voltage regulation happens? When you increase the doping profile in the reverse bias of a Zener diode, there is a voltage at which the electric current increases very sharply, suddenly, due to a phenomena called as Zener breakdown. You are confused, right? What is this Zener breakdown? Have you ever seen a capsule containing some granules inside? When you break the capsule, the granules comes out, rolling down. In the same way, when electron bonds are broken, the ions, the electrons and hole pair is broken, these positive and negative ions comes out suddenly in increased number. This is called as Zener breakdown. When more number of ions comes, when there is a more mobility of charge carriers, naturally more electric current. So this is how at Zener breakdown, at a particular voltage, there is a sharp and sudden rise in electric current. Exactly this property of Zener diode is making it stand out as a voltage regulator. So that means, however your input voltage is, however fluctuating your input voltage is, as the Zener diode is operating in reverse bias at a particular Zener voltage, always you will get a voltage across the load resistor which is equal to Zener breakdown voltage. For example, in the next circuit you can see that. Let me go to the circuit here. The Zener voltage is 6 volts. The Zener breakdown voltage is 6 volts. Whatever may be the fluctuating voltage we have from 16.5 volts to 21 volts, always the 6 volts is appearing across the RL. In other words, I can say whatever may be the electric current that is passing through this circuit, whether it is rise or fall, just like our thought fluctuations inside the mind, always there is a stillness inside the mind when you practice meditation, right? So always there is a still voltage. The voltage is regulated across the Zener diode So this is the capacity of this particular special diode, which has come because of the doping profile or increase in the concentration of doping. So this is a wonderful example, but meanwhile we can even see some equations also here. The total electric current IS means when I say that the electric current passing through the resistor RS. So this is equal to IS is approaching here, IL is leaving, IZ is leaving. So they have written the equation as IS equals to IZ plus IL. So therefore IZ equals to mathematically IS minus IL. The electric current across the Zener diode may change, but voltage remains always constant. Just I have shown in this picture at 6 volts. This ability is called as voltage regulation. This is one of the wonderful application of Zener diode. We'll see more applications in the next video. Thank you.